Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Morgan Cooley from the Department of Social Work, and I just wanted to come and talk to you about something that I'm passionate about. Before I became a professor, I was a therapist and I worked with a lot of people, but especially child welfare involved families, and I fell in love with foster parents and the things that they do. The foster care system is a really difficult system to deal with. It's complex, there's a lot of people, and what they do is they help children that were in families that have had abuse or neglect to put children in a safer position until there's a time where that child could be reunited with their family or be adopted into a different family. Foster parents are volunteers. They volunteer to work with children who have been through very complex systems or situations of abuse and neglect, and there's over 400,000 children currently in the foster care system. Foster parents provide 75% of homes for those children, and so that's a pretty large amount of foster parents needed. There's currently a nationwide shortage of foster parents as well, which is why I wanted to talk to you about the importance of their experiences. Resilience, although some people like to think of it as bouncing back, I like to think about it as flourishing in the midst of stress. A lot of research focuses on children in the child welfare system, but it doesn't focus on their caregivers. And caregivers have to not only work with children who need to have resilience themselves, but also need to flourish in the midst of a very stressful situation. Foster parents face a lot of stress. They get burnout very easily. They have children dealing with social issues, emotional issues, behavioral issues, and possibly health issues, as well as family conflict. And so because of that, they're at high risk for quitting fostering, and that often leads children into a situation where they might not have an adequate foster care placement. This study was meant to explore foster parents' experiences that I'm going to talk to you just very briefly about, but we also wanted to know about their suggestions for improvement. What we found from these 39 foster caregivers is that there's a lot of complexity that they have to deal with, and that's a big part of their stress. In order to do this, we did a thematic analysis, which is a 6-step process of combing through this data for these themes. What we found first, which was a highly prevalent theme, was that the system is very complex, and foster parents were very concerned that children suffered from the complexity of this system with multiple people and multiple things that need to be accomplished. Foster parents also reported that having to deal with child behaviors, having to figure out how to work with biological families in their home was also very complex. The most important thing that I thought came out of this study is that foster parents learned ways to navigate this complexity to become resilient. And that was not something that I went into this study looking for or expecting to find, but it's the importance of understanding that foster parents need to be resilient. This matters because there's a family impact. When foster parents are resilient and when they can overcome difficult challenges, they're well equipped to provide homes for children, and they're also well equipped to model appropriate resilience, positive resilience, and better situations. So, some recommendations and some ways that I would like to use this funding, if awarded, would be to help to improve communication. So to do research to help foster parents communicate with the system and vice versa. Work with caseworkers, work with other foster parents. Second is to work with my assistant to help find ways to promote more self-care and self-regulation. I already do trainings with this population, and I'd like to extend that with the help of this funding. Third, I'd like to help provide better training and support to that system so that foster parents can get their needs when I'm not there to provide that training, but so that others can handle that. Thank you.